Another legend for you. Another UK-based legend for you, Mr. Lester Batchelor. Well, you can hear in the background, right? You can hear that anthem playing in the background. That's right, Atmosfear's Dancing in Outer Space. And yeah, we're going to have quite a few minutes of this. Lester, how are you doing?
I'm good, Barry. Good.
Great to have you here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be with you.
I'm telling you, it's one of those days when everything falls on the same day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, I've just got to get it done. So earlier we had Junior Giscombe.
I know, good friend of mine.
Exactly. You know, they all talk about keep it in the family. They're all friends. Now we have Mr. Lester Batchelor, formerly of Atmosfear. Welcome, lovely to see you. And I'm so honored to have you here. But also, I feel so much better at the fact that he didn't have to travel very far. He just had to come a couple of miles down the road.
Yeah, I took us walk down the street where I used to rehearse. We're literally 5 minutes away.
Oh my goodness. Well, obviously it was supposed to happen. That's what it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Serendipity. So how have you been?
Not bad. Been working hard.
Have you?
Yes.
So working hard as in with Atmosfear still, or sessioning, or what are you doing now?
You know what, I've never really got into sessioning.
Okay.
But I'm working hard to get the band on the road. You know.
All right. So did you guys kind of separate for a while? Because you see things go quiet.
Yes.
You go, well, have they broken up? Have they had a domestic?
You know, we didn't really play live back in the day. We only started playing live in 2010.
Oh, okay, right. So you never did live?
It was all recording stuff back in the day.
I'm sure I saw you in places like Flicks and those nightclubs doing something.
We used to do PAs.
Right,
did quite
okay,
a few
so
PAs
we know
back
that.
in the day.
PAs, basically, for people that don't know, that's when you just put on the backing track.
Yeah.
And you,
Just
and you
a
go
PA.
on stage. Yeah, just
Give away
that's it.
records.
Literally, So that's all you did back in the day.
Yeah.
Yet this track became such an anthem.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's still going.
It's still going.
Yeah. 40 odd years later.
Yeah, I mean, it was, and plus the resurgence of the whole rare groove era.
Yeah.
And, it's come back. This is played in every single party, every single event.
Yeah.
That's a soul event, funk event. It's played.
I feel blessed to be able to.
Well, I feel blessed to have you here today because this interview has to go out to a friend of mine called Alda James, who said this is one of my all-time favorite tracks. So when I was saying to her yesterday, I'm interviewing Lester Batchelor, she was like, oh, okay. I said, of Atmosfear, and then that's when the roof came off the building. Okay, so Alda, this entire interview is for you.
Oh my God.
So tell me, how did Atmosfear come together?
It was just a thing where a friend of mine, Ray Johnson, who was the original drummer,
Right.
he and I got together and decided we were going to make a band.
Right.
So we were learning together. He was learning drums, I was learning bass. We did it together. And
and this started when?
78, probably the year before.
Because this came out in what, 79, 80?
79.
Yeah, right, okay.
So,
Of course I was a fetus at the time. Okay. Why he's laughing, I have no idea. But yes, I mean, it's
I was very young too.
Okay, I'm sure you were.
But I was out of Athens.
Right. I wasn't even in that. I wasn't even a conception. Yes, so did you all have a body of material? How was it that this track, or was it just the one track that you had?
No. At the time, we were, again, just learning our trade, doing bits and pieces. And we played what we could, which was reggae music at the time. That's how we started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we played reggae. And we started, because we were clubbers as well, we were soul boys.
And to be fair, there was a huge reggae scene in the UK in the 70s. It even started with the Lovers Rock, and Karen Wheeler was a reggae singer originally before she,
Well, one of my good friends, Dee, Donald Griffiths, was the lead guitarist for Aswad.
Okay.
And he lived on my street.
Yeah.
So he
seems to be a lot going on in your area.
Oh, there's so much talent in here. Because I grew up in Kensal Rise, Kensal Green.
Okay, West London.
Yeah, so, in the area you had Tradition, you had High Tension, you had Candidate.
Candidate.
You heard of Mickey Most.
Of course.
Mickey Most
was, don't tell me the program, now let me see. It was a talent competition program that he used to be on.
I'm not sure what...
Yes, Mickey Most.
But he
You're
was
a star. Because that's where people like Patti Boulay were discovered.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But he was like the latter day Simon Cowell.
Yeah, that's right.
He
Mickey Most with the curly hair, I remember, big eyes. Yeah, but that's where Lenny Henry went.
Yeah.
On that program, that
so
talent competition.
my friends Ferdy and Terence Morris.
Yeah.
They just lived round the corner.
See, everything's happening around the corner. Yeah. I don't understand.
And then opposite, across the road from them, was a famous footballer. And my best friend was Cyril Regis. We were at school.
Cyril Regis, okay.
Together, so.
Anyway, let's stick with the music. We're not talking about football today. Yeah, so you started the band.
Yeah.
How did it work then? How did you get signed?
Well, a friend of my drummer lived in the same area in South Harrow. There's a guy called Jerry Pike.
Right.
And he worked 5 minutes down the road in Craven Park.
There we go. Everything's down the road.
Yeah.
Well, everything you say is down the road.
Craven
Did you ever
Park.
leave this area?
Well, yeah. Well, he lived in South Harrow, but Jerry went to work in Paul Lear's record store. Was on Craven Park.
Yeah, okay.
He went to the record store. The guy in the record store, Andy Soika, was introduced to us because of the guy, Jerry, who's connected with my drummer, and he wanted to hear us. And he heard us and he thought, oh, these guys are pretty good.
Because I've got the album, which was like a black cover with like a meters on it or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that, the original album. But the only two real, well, there was High Tension, you mentioned them earlier. Yeah. There were a couple of others.
Light of the World.
Light of the World, of course, they were. But you guys and Incognito.
Yes.
You got those albums kind of came out around the same time.
Right. And we share a common musician.
Oh, really?
Peter Hines.
Oh, okay.
Peter Hines was a good friend of mine, and he was a member of both Light of the World, Atmosfear, and Incognito.
Stop that.
And where did he live? Wilsden.
It's great. Everything happens around this area. It seems to be a hotbed of talent for some reason. Yeah. But really and truly, Dancing in Outer Space became this anthem, and then you guys kind of disappeared. What happened?
The song that you started with, Extra Special.
Yes.
The version that you played was recorded by a lady by the name of Dolette McDonald, an American girl who was part of the Talking Heads group.
Talking Heads?
Yeah, and
wow.
She was also in Sting's band. You know, the American jazz?
Yeah.
She was also the backing singer with Sting. And so she did a version of...
Pedigree for sure.
Yeah. I have these connections with these big female
real
singers.
Pedigree.
Yeah, so she did a version of Extra Special.
Right.
Unbeknownst to us. And that was the reason why there's the gap, because I left Atmosfear at that exact point.
All right.
Yeah.
So it was an Atmosfear song.
It was an Atmosfear song.
She recorded it.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to you.
Yes.
And then what?
And then it's because there was some sort of double dealing going on in New York between her manager and the guy who was supposed to be producing us in America through our manager. Right. And somebody got done out of something.
Yeah, but you know what I find usually the problem is the managers, because when you speak to the artist directly and try to do whatever you're trying to do, it's so much easier if you can get to them directly. But you know, the managers and the agents, they add this sense of importance. It's like this aphema that's so far away that you can't touch them. And in actual fact, the musician's going, "Can you please come and help me promote my record?"
Exactly.
You know.
So I was really upset at that time because the original version that I recorded was with a lovely lady called Beverly Skeet.
My Beverly Skeet, my Bev. Oh, my darling Bev. I'm so sorry she couldn't make it today, but we will reconvene another time and get Bev in.
Oh, I'd love that. So that track came out before Bez came out, and Bez was the original. So you can understand.
You guys couldn't have been pleased about that.
You can understand. I mean, I was leader of the band, so I was really upset. And
so she recorded it with who? Who did this Dalek record it with?
They just got a session musicians in New York, and they had a recording of our version, and they just re-recorded it.
That's very naughty. That's
very
put
naughty.
Over knee and give a good slap.
Yeah. I mean, it is, you know.
Put over your knee and give a good slap. That's really naughty.
It really killed our version.
Yeah.
You know, because it was on the street.
So did Bev's version ever get released?
It did. They rush released it after that, and then there was two versions. It's like when there was two versions of Real Love.
Yeah.
Do you remember Real Love?
Yeah, of course.
I got a connection with that lady as well.
You seem to have a connection with all the right people and never move from from this area here of North London. I don't know how you manage it. I've been all over the place and I don't know anyone. So I don't know how you manage it. But stay right there. We've got ads coming up and we'll talk back to you after the ads.
Okay.
So what are you up to at the moment?
Just getting the band ready for the gig. We got a gig coming up in January.
So it's going to be where is it going to be?
Jazz Cafe.
Oh, right, okay. Let me just take my notes. Jazz Caf. What date?
28th of Jan.
28th Jan. Atmosfear. Is it with the original members?
No, I'm the only one left.
Okay. What, the only one alive or the only one?
No, the only one. Well, Psycha's passed away. I'm not sure what's happened to the other guys. But there are two other Brit Funkers in the band. You've heard the name Orphy Robinson.
Who?
Orphy Robinson. Orphy is a member of the band.
Is Orphy in Atmosphere?
Yeah.
Stop it.
No.
Because he and Cleve
He's been
are
with me
always...
for 10 years.
Orphy... Is he going to be in the band as well?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. We'll do a little quickie and we'll take it from there.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Orphy's in there.
Yeah, he's in the band. Yeah, ever since when I came back to the UK in 2010.
Where did you live then before?
I was in America.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we are back with Mr. Lester Batchelor. The biggest smile here. So, Atmosfear are back together.
Yes.
And they will be gigging.
Yes.
When?
On the 28th of January at the Jazz Cafe.
20th of January, Jazz Cafe. Fabulous.
Yeah.
And what about the original members? I know, well, you're obviously one of the originals.
Yeah.
How many others of the originals will be there?
I am the only one, unfortunately.
The only one?
Yeah. There wasn't many of us anyway. I mean,
how many of you were there in the original band?
There was only three of us, really. It was really only myself, Ray Johnson, and Peter Hines. And we would bring other musicians in and out as required.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
The manager, Andy Soika, used to play guitar as well, but he didn't play on every track. So we used different guitarists, different drummers, because my drummer left after 4 tracks on the album. He didn't even finish the album.
The original album that came out in 1980, was it?
1980, yeah, 81, yeah. He didn't finish the album because he had a dispute with the manager. So the other drummer was another local drummer from down the way. His name is Keith Northover. Right. And that was another band from this area who were really good. So Keith played the remaining drums on the album. So
this lineup that's going to be at the Jazz Caf on the 28th of Jan is obviously you, the original member, Mr. Lester Batchelor, and who else?
Mr. Orphy Robinson, formerly of the Jazz Warriors and Savannah.
Yes, I can't turn away.
We do a version of that.
You better do it justice. That's one of my favorite tracks.
We always do.
And funnily enough, that is my producer's one of his favorite tracks. When he saw that in the line of tracks that I put to play, he was like, I love that track.
You've got to hear our live version because Orphy orchestrates it live. And we never play it at the same time.
That's who I'm talking about.
Really? Oh, wow.
That's one of his favorite tracks.
Yeah. And
I mean, musical god Orphy Robinson,
Yeah.
Jazz Warriors,
yeah,
Cleve Watkins.
Cleves and Watkins, yeah.
I mean,
Blacktop,
yeah.
Orphy's a legend.
So it will be you, Orphy, and who else?
Gary O'Toole,
Gary
who was also an old Brit Funker.
Yeah. Because that whole movement was quite special.
Oh, it was.
Proton Plus.
All of them.
Yeah,
all of them.
you know.
Yeah. Kenny Barry on guitar.
Right.
A lovely lady called Dee Byrne, saxophonist.
Oh, wow.
And she used to play with Xantone Blacks.
Yeah.
An Italian keyboard master called Antonello Filacio.
Right.
He is really special. And a lovely singer.
Well, the amazing thing is,
Yeah.
this band that you're coming back with is bigger than the original band.
It's bigger than the original band. Yes.
Because you're just reaming off names.
Absolutely.
And I'm going, but you said there were 3 men.
Originally, yeah. Now we're between 7 and 8.
So you're double the size.
We double
so do
the
we
size.
get double the sound?
You get double the sound.
Oh, I hope so. I'm going to
And
hold you to
double-
that. You
and-
know I'm going to be in the front row looking in your face. Okay.
Come. You're going to come.
We're going to impress me. You told me I'm getting double the sound. So,
Well, we got an impressive singer who's also a rapper,
okay.
and she does both.
Right.
Yeah, and we got a percussionist, an incredible percussionist from Havana, Cuba, Oscar Martinez.
Well, I mean, the name alone, Oscar Martinez from Cuba, I mean, he's already got his reputation there.
That's
He
right.
doesn't even have to play.
Well, he's a brother anyway, you know,
Yeah, he
because
doesn't
my
even have
mum's
to play.
Cuban. My mum's
Okay,
Cuban.
right.
So, you know.
Well, Lester,
gotta go get a Latino
what can I
side.
say? An absolute joy and pleasure to meet you and talk to you.
You too.
And yes, I will be getting my press pass tickets for Jazz Cafe on the 28th of January.
Yeah.
Atmosfear, full band, fuller than they've ever been, in fact. Fuller than they've ever been. They've doubled in size, and you heard it. I've got witnesses. It's going to be double the sound. He said it. Okay.
And extra special.
And extra special. Thank you very much, Lester.
Thank you,
An
Brian.
absolute pleasure.
Pleasure
All
to
the
be
very
with you.
best, and we look forward to seeing you at Jazz Caf.
Thank you. Take care.
All right.
Right.